so that they lose their canine, or their animalistic quality.
Oh, is that why? Okay.
Qualities. And even if you die before you had your teeth filed, you will have a tooth filing ceremony as a corpse. I've witnessed this. It's so important. You have to have all the levels.
There's like little things they've got to check off within a lifetime.
Exactly.
And the reason for that is so that they complete that mortal life.
Completed all the cycles.
In order to go to the next level, I suppose, in the next life.
Hopefully it's up and not down to like a dog.
Right.
Which they believe dogs are reincarnations of people who did bad things in the previous life.
Is that right? Is that why they really treat dogs pretty abysmally?
Yes, exactly.
Poor dogs here.
I know. They're changing slowly.
Yeah.
So after the tooth filing, after the rite of passage into adulthood, then you get married, then you have children, then you get old right away. You have kids, you're old. That's why I never had one. No, I'm kidding.
And I did. That's why I'm old.
But so once you're in the category of old, then you become more spiritual because you're getting older. The next thing probably is going to be death. It might be 40 years from now, but you start studying more about spiritual things. Everybody's into religion. Religion is really complicated. It's really beautiful. It's consisting of giving thanks every day. The thing that I love about it is they make all these gorgeous, huge offerings.
Yes.
But and that's to appease, let's call them the upper spirits, the upper gods. It's kind of hard to put Western terms to it. But then they'll also give thanks to the underworld type of gods.
Really?
So whereas an upper type of spirit will get beautiful meter-high offerings with eggs and pink pastry and gorgeous flowers, the lower spirits get a little bit of rice and rancid meat.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's so interesting because that's what a lower spirit would want. It doesn't want anything to do with
it's not meant in an insulting way. Actually,
not at all.
That's what they would like.
Yeah, that's what they want to eat. And the thing is to let them eat so that here we are in the middle world.
Right.
Can live harmoniously. You can't have black without white, love without hate.
Right.
You know, the whole balancing the opposites is what's important.
That's really interesting. Yes.
It's so interesting.
And so, in your experience, was it correct what I said that death, when someone does die in a village, and what we experienced yesterday in Sukhavati was that it was something that we are lacking for the most part in the West. It was a whole community was involved. It's very ritualized, and it seemed that depending on your relationship to this family, there was a role for you in that, whether it was, building the pyre or the tower or carrying the tower, or riding on the tower or playing the music or making the food.
Right.
What role do you see ritual as playing in the dealing with the death experience?
Everything is community geared. So it's not just death, but yes, it's very important in death. They have 2 words called Gotong Royong, and that kind of means working together with the people around you. And what's very important is the direct neighborhood that you're in, the Banjar or community center.
Your neighborhood, right?
Yeah, basically your neighborhood. So the people who rode on the little tower were direct family. The boy that actually sat on the corpse is her son.
Oh.
There was a girl with glasses on who was also very close with the tower. That's her daughter. It turns out that her husband is a very spiritual man and a lay priest. So the direct family is the closest. Then a lot of the musicians are neighbors, who are some of them relatives. But then there's the extended family from the Banjar. So like our friend Wayan, he was part of the group of men who carried the corpse over. And those were that's all their obligation. to the community center. And when one of their family dies, that community center will be there to help them. And that's why I say it extends beyond death, because if your roof needs to be, if you have leaks and you need to re-roof your house, you don't go to some contractor and spend $10,000, $20,000 on new roofing. Your whole neighborhood comes, and you all do your roof together.
And they pleat your roof with the palm leaves.
If that's the style, or they tile it, or you buy the materials, you feed them.
Right.
You make sure they have enough water, but otherwise that's all you pay for. But you have to go do that when everybody else's house leaks.
Isn't that interesting? Because we're both originally from America. I don't live there anymore, but Maria still does.
Yeah.
And I think her heart is here in Bali.
It sure is.
In the old pioneering days in the States, that's actually how it was too.
Sure.
Remember the old barn raisings, and if someone moved in, you built their house. And I can used to remember as a boy in my town, there was still that sense. But I know that in the later years when I was in the States in the 80s, especially in California, that community sense was really gone.
Yeah, what communities?
Everyone had their little compound that was just theirs alone. You could even live next to your neighbors and not even know their names.
Yeah, until the earthquake thing. Natural disasters bring people out.
That's true. I think it's still in the collective consciousness of the American culture to band together. But I think what's nice here in Bali is that they don't need that. That's part of their lives. And I wonder if this would be a question for you, if it's a dual-edged sword, because it also is a bit entangling. There's not much of a sense of individuality as a result of that.
True. And the worst thing that could happen to you, like if you did something bad, and I don't know if it's true for right now, but in the old days, if you did something bad, like committed some crime or something, you'd be exiled or banned from where you were. And that's the worst punishment you could do to a Balinese.
Oh, that's interesting.
The worst thing is to be alone.
Right. So, since I'm the gay guru here on One Man, Two Dogs, what would happen for a gay person? How would they be able to live in this society? And could they choose not to marry, since marriage is the rule?
Sure.
Is there a place for that here?
There's pretty much a place for everything, because the people are incredibly tolerant. They have been, I want to use the word invaded, but I use it loosely because it hasn't always been with weapons, but people from different cultures have been coming here since at least 800 AD, probably before that. Started with the Chinese and the Indians, then the Muslims, and it continues today with us, the tourist invasion or whatever. And what's so wonderful about the Balinese is they welcome all of the different cultures that come to them. And then they assimilate, they learn, they assimilate, and what they don't like, they throw it out.
That's funny, because yesterday at the cremation, if you've seen the video, my partner Ramo and I had our traditional sarong on and our hat and our sash. And so did the villagers, but many of them had T-shirts that said like "Hang Loose" or Hollywood or Formula One. And it just the cultural contrast, I found really amusing, and that to them it was just totally natural. But it was just it was a sign of that cultural assimilation. Well, I hope that the Balinese culture stays strong, and through the result of the assimilation manages to keep its own unique and really lovely character. And it seems to have done so. I haven't been here long, but
it does, because of the religion and their devotion to the religion. And that will always keep it alive, because I can't imagine the Balinese tossing aside their religion. They'll close the doors if they have to before they would give up their religion. And their religion is holy water, flowers, and giving thanks. And what more? I mean, look what God has given them.
Lots to give thanks for here.
Totally. Om Swastiastu.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Michael.